So if you're headed to the gym, chances are you're reaching for a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. Now there are still a few brave, resistant souls that I see walking around with wired headphones, but more often than not, it's Bluetooth that I see. And although we have our problems with Bluetooth, it's hard not to recommend them for exercise. Not having to deal with wires is just super convenient, and Bluetooth earbuds have gotten way better and way cheaper in the past couple of years. Case in point, the creative Outlier ONE headphones. Now are they gonna be your new favorite pair of headphones? Probably not, but at $40, you should probably get them anyway because, spoiler alert, they're that good. I'm Adam Molina, and this is our review of the creative Outlier ONE earbuds. So close your eyes and picture a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. That's exactly what the Outlier ones look like. And there's nothing wrong with that, as it turns out that two earbuds connected by a wire is a pretty tried and true design. Just don't expect to be wowed by their beauty. To that end though, the team at Creative did make some quality choices when it came to build and design. These are IPX4 certified, making them entirely sweatproof, which is obviously a necessity for workout earbuds. But they also added some clever design tweaks to take these from good to great. For one, they borrow the same angled earbud design from the previous but more expensive Outlier earbuds, which angle sound directly into your ear. They also have a nice flat cable, which keeps them from getting annoyingly tangled when you stuff them in your pockets or gym bag. Sticking with the earbuds, I also found these to be extremely comfortable. So they are pretty large, and I was expecting to have to stuff these uncomfortably in my ears. Luckily, I didn't have to, because they fit snugly, sure, but they're still very comfortable, and I was able to wear these for hours without any pain at all. This is probably because of the silicone cushion that they have on them, which can be replaced for a similar one with earwings if you're having trouble keeping them in your ears. Which brings me to pretty much the only thing I don't like about the design of these headphones: the giant bulky control module. It's understandable because of the battery life, which we'll get to later, but that doesn't make it any less pretty. It's a large hunk of plastic dangling on the cable with cheap feeling buttons, but on the bright side, I didn't have any problems with it pulling the earbuds out, especially when you use the cable tie. Even though it's big, it's also surprisingly lightweight, so running with them was no problem at all. So when it comes to exercise, a good fit is really important. Yes, obviously I want my headphones to be comfortable, but the most important thing that I look for is connection strength. Because in everyday life, skipping music or dropouts aren't really that big a deal to me, but when I'm exercising, each one causes a stab of annoyance that I hate with a passion, and I notice every time it happens. Luckily, I didn't have that problem with these. Skips were non-existent as long as I was within 10 to 15 feet of the source device, which I always am at the gym. Things do get a little jumpy once you pass the 25-foot mark, but again, if you're going to be exercising, you'll rarely be that far away. But it is something to take note of if that's going to be an issue for you. So one thing that's worth noting is that call quality isn't the greatest. While on phone calls it sounded fine on my end, people on the other end ended up saying that I sounded far and echoey more often than not. It's good enough to answer a quick phone call if you're working out, but you're probably not going to want to have full-blown conversations with these. When I was on the phone with my mom, I actually switched back to my phone and she literally said, "Wow, that's so much better," afterwards. So yeah, not the greatest. Onto another good thing though, controls are also all that you could want from a pair of workout headphones. You can switch between tracks, pause music, answer and end phone calls, and control volume with just a few different sets of clicks. Thanks to the humorously large control module, the buttons are also pretty big, meaning that even though they're not as raised or as tactile as I would like them to be, it's hard to accidentally click the wrong one, which is a plus. So now we can get into why the control module on these is so damn big, and that's because the Outlier One's claim to fame is battery life. We ran a Twitter poll a while back asking you guys what was the main thing you were looking for when it came to Bluetooth earbuds, and the answer was overwhelmingly battery life, and I guess Creative listened, because these have about 9.5 hours, at least that's what they claim. In our testing, we got closer to 8.5 or 9, which is still pretty impressive. If you're going to be listening to these on max volume, I would expect them to last a little less, but on about 80% volume, I had no problems reaching a good enough runtime. One bad thing is that these do charge via micro USB, and in a future where everything should be USB Type-C, it can get a little annoying. But hey, the future isn't here yet, and these aren't that expensive anyway, so we'll give Creative a pass for that. So one thing that really surprised me about these headphones was sound quality. And that's not to say that they sound amazing, because they kind of don't, but they have a really good sound isolation, and I think that's because of the second pair of silicone tips that you can put on the earbuds. The bass, I think, is just right for a pair of earbuds that you're going to be using while exercising. And I say while exercising because for casual day-to-day listening, it's a little too much for me. The bass is a little all over the place and definitely given the most attention, but they're not absurdly bass heavy like some other headphones out there. The bass line in Campo by Tori Moi was extra groovy and easy to follow, which is great since that's the song that I usually start my runs with. These got me nice and pumped because it gave that groovy bass line just a little bit extra, but the same can't be said for the mids and highs. With everything going on in the song Goosebumps by Mac Miller, his vocals tend to get lost in some of the instrumentation, and they also sounded kind of hollow. Highs were also a mixed bag for me. The quick hit of the cymbals, the tss throughout the song Special Affair by The Internet was fine, but the rhythmic hi-hats in the chorus were just a little too forward. At max volume, they toe the line of harshness and at times seem even louder than the vocals, which is definitely not how they're supposed to sound. All that said, these don't sound bad at all considering the price. Do they sound amazing? Probably not, but that's okay because you're not paying audiophile money to begin with. For a pair of headphones that you can just take to the gym and then throw in your bag afterwards, these check all the boxes. Sweat protection, check. Comfortable, check. Long battery life, check. The fact that these sound good is just an added bonus, so we'll take what we can get here. We're giving the Creative Outlier ONEs a straight up 8 out of 10. And that should pretty much do it for our review of the Creative Outlier ONEs. Thanks for watching. If you want to know more about these headphones or any of the other products we review, make sure to check out SoundGuys.com. While you're here, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and sign up to our newsletter so you can stay up to date with all the newest reviews and audio news here at SoundGuys. Brownie points if you hit the notification bell down there so you'll be the first to know every time we upload a video. I'm Adam Molina, thanks for watching.